Hello again, and I proudly welcome you to this week's Microsoft Access database tutorial brought to you by DataText. My name is Akusmaila. In this video, I'm going to show you an alternative way of calculating remaining products or products remaining in your inventory, Microsoft Access inventory project. You can check down the link in the description below to my previous inventory database tutorial that I made about 4 months ago. A lot more of what whilst the concept showcased in the video, a particular video, helped a lot more of you. Most of you, the queries weren't really working for you, so I've decided to also make this particular video so that those of you who are not really working, in fact, and even if yours is working, at the end of the tutorial, I believe that you will find this one to be easier as compared to the previous one, and then also very much robust. So guys, if you have not subscribed to the channel, if you're a newcomer here, this is what we do here. We learn Microsoft Access. Subscribe to the channel and let us delve into the tutorial. So now this particular tutorial is going to be the simplified form of creating such an inventory management database to show product remaining. So we click create. We start by creating a table for product. So we go to table design. Okay, so here I will say product ID, field product ID, and as usual, let us make this one an auto number field. So we make it a primary key. So we start with the product code, or we can say batch. So batch number, short test. So the batch number needs to be a short test, and then also we can have product description. So product description, short test is also okay. So you can also specify the field size by, if you want to limit the entries to this field to a particular number, you enter it also here. So now you can say date added to system. So when did we add this to system? So we click here, then we select date or time. Okay, so here in default value, we can type the default value date because so the default value is being entered as date, so that each time that you are adding a product, Microsoft Access will by default pick the system's date. Okay, so now that we are done, we save, right click here, we save, so we save products. Okay, so now we view. All right, now we can start by entering some couple of products. So we start out here. So product number 1 batch code, let's say is TT0090. Product description, let's say to 10 tomatoes. So you can see the date is automatically coming. So let's say 2300 this product. Now let's say Milo can. So let's add another product. So 900. Okay, so let's say this one will be Ideal Milk. So another product 2211. Let's say this one will be, so this one will be Kanishi. So let us add. So which product can we even take off here? Who is suggesting a product for us? I overheard someone say we should say Malta Guinness. So we say Malta Guinness. So if you are the one that had the guess right, kindly let me know in the comment section. So Malta Guinness. Okay. So guys, these are some couple of products, fictitious products that we shall be dealing with in this particular tutorial. So now we are done with the products. So let us save. Okay, so the next table will be transaction type. So we go to table design. So we just say ID, auto number. Now we click here, primary key. So let's say type. So type title, which is a short test. Okay, so now we'll be new to this table, and I'll show you why and the reason why I've created it. So don't worry, we save it here. So we say transactions, transaction type. So transaction type. Okay, so now that we are done, we click here, save. Okay, so now if you're about doing inventory, the transaction type will be, we have stock in, then we also have stock out. So this will be your transaction types. Okay, so now we save this. Now that we are done we move on to the transaction itself. So table design. So here we say transaction ID, auto number. So let's click. The data type is auto number, and I'll make it a primary key. So transaction dates. So we click. Data type is date or time. Transaction type. So the type. So now here the transaction type, the data type, please make it number, and if you make it number, you come to lookup. So here in lookup, you click this, you select combo box. Okay, so now let's go to table or query. We click here. So for that icon, this is what I was looking for. So now here you bring transaction types. Okay, so we click to activate. We bring everything inside. Now Control S to save. Please do not click the save as. Once you're done, you exit. Okay, so here bound column count, we have 2. And now we don't want to display the ID, we only want to display the type. So when you come to column width, you enter 0, then you also bring a semicolon 1. Okay, so what this will do is that the user would not be able to see the ID, only transaction type. Okay, so now that you are done, so let's say transaction dates, transaction type. So the next thing is product. So which products? So which products? Okay, so now just as we did for transaction type, product to data type has to be number. Here to go to combo box. So we click here, combo box. Now let's come to row source. Okay, so here to double click to add a product, and we will need the product ID, and then we will need the product description. Okay, so Control S to save. Now we close this one also. Okay, so over here we do the same thing. Column counts, we select 2, and now 0 semicolon 1. Okay, so we have products, we have the date. You can choose to add the time, but it's not needed now. So we are going to only add amounts. So let's say quantity. So quantity has to be number. Okay, and now since quantity is number, let's come to the float properties. It has to be a long integer. Okay, and so quantity needs to be an integer. So the first size actually okay here. Now that we are done, guys, we hit right click here, select save. Now you can say transactions. Okay, so having done this, we click view. Now we are ready to enter transactions. Sorry. Okay, so we will not be creating any forms over here. This video is actually targeted at giving you the alternative way of calculating product remains, or having a simplified form of what inventory, what database. So we will not be creating any form in here. If you want to know how to calculate forms, I have the previous video that I have about inventory. I showcase the form creation skills inside there. You can learn, and then also I have quite a number of videos that I taught how to create forms, or I showcase form creation. But then this video, you don't have to worry about form, because we are only interested in doing the backend stuff. Okay, so now the transaction dates here too. Let's go to design view one more thing. So transaction dates, let us try to set some default. So here to say equal to date. Okay, now we save. Let us view it again. So now you can see that the data automatically comes. So let's say you want to do stocking for which product? First products. So let's say 90. So another stock in. So let's stock in for all products. So let's say 120. So let's stock in for another product, idle milk. So let's say, okay, so let me stock in once again for Malta Guinness. I'll make it 50. Now let us do some stocking outs. So say stock out Mocan. So let's say we are stocking out by 20. So let's stock out again. Okay, so ideal mock, let's say we are stocking out by 12. Let's stock out for Malta Guinness by 50. Okay, so guys, now we've been able to add some dummy transactions. Now the next step is query building. So we're going to create query design. We will need 3 queries. So now the first query will show the total stock-ins, second query will show total stock out, and then the final query will also give us the remaining. So we click transactions here. Okay, so now what we are going to do here is that we add quantity. So we are going to add the quantity here. So as we are adding quantity, we add products. So products must come. Okay, and now transaction type. So if you run, you can see it has given us, the product quantity and transaction type. Let us filter to display for only stock-ins. So remember, stock-in from transaction has ID 1. So, and the data type for the data type for transaction type in the transaction table is also number. So this time around, what you do is, when it comes to, because we want to show the stock-ins, we put 1 here. And now when you run this query, so you can see this query has given you the total stock-ins for all products. So let me control S to see now, say stock-ins. So stock-ins. Okay, so now if you go and stock in for any other products, so we have to make this one an aggregate query. So we click totals. Okay, so we are making it an aggregate query so that it will give us for every product the total stock-ins. Okay, so for quantity it needs to be sum because we are summing. So now we want the sum for, so let me bring this one here so that arrangement to be clear. So products, we are grouping by products, but then we want only stock-ins and we are choosing to sum the quantity, so the total stock-ins per product. So now here we are, guys. So now let's go to transaction. For instance, you see tin tomatoes is 90 here, so let us stock in again. So let us stock in again. Let's say stocking for tin tomatoes. Now let us add 40. So we refresh. Okay, so now it's 90 and we've added, so after refreshing here, it's supposed to see 130. So now you can see we have 130 here. So Malta Guinness. So now you can also stock in for Malta Guinness. So Malta Guinness. Now let's say you're stocking in by 40 again. So Malta Guinness, we have only 50 here. So now if we refresh and we come in here to refresh, you can see it is now 90. So for every product, this query is elegantly working well. So we are making success. Okay, so now I'll close. So we are going to create the second query, which will be a total stock out query. So what we'll do is we copy this, control, or we can right click, select copy, then control V to paste. So here we say stock outs. So stock outs. Okay, so now stock outs, we right click, we go to design view. So over here, instead of 1, who can get the number that we need to put here? Okay, I overheard the first person saying 2, so you are right to put 2 here. If you had it correct, kindly let me know in the comment section. So we run here, and now you can see that we have the total stock out for every product. So this time we're going to stock out for Milo can. So it's only 20. If you, let's say we go again and we stock out again for only Milo can. Let's say we stock out for 12. So supposed to see 32 when we come here. So we have 32 here. So now you can see everything is actually working okay. But there are some things that we really need to do. So let me open all queries once again. Now you can see that for the stock outs, because we shall be subtracting these values from the ones that we have in here to give us the remaining. But then it should display, even the product doesn't have any stock out, we have to see 0 there. So let us go and do that. So go to design view. Okay, so sorry, let's do that one in the relationship for the remains. Okay, so we'll close this. So I'll close this. Let me save. I'll close this one also as well. Now the next step is we are almost at the grand finale. We are going to create the final query that will subtract every product's total stock out from the stockings to give us the balance remain, which is a purpose of which is what inventory system really demands. So now we are going to create the most important query. So go to create query design. This time round the query will be upon query. So we click queries, we bring stock in, stock out. Okay, so guys, can we build some relationship here? Yes, we can build a relationship from here to here. Good. So now having done this, we can bring the sum of quantity here and then also the sum of the quantity for this very product also here. Okay, now the next step is that you double click here, you click this relationship and double click, you select the second option, then you hit OK. Now we are going to add an expression column. So the expression column will simply give us the difference here. So right click, you go to build. Okay, so now here the name will be remains, or we can say quantity at hand. So let's say quantity at hand, or simply put remains. Okay, so remains. Now this remain is going to be stock ins. So stock ins dot sum of quantity minus stock outs dot sum of quantity. So stock is sum of quantity minus stock out sum of quantity. So having done this, you hit OK, and now we are going to make this one an aggregate query. So we hit totals. Now group by this one, you leave it like this, we leave this one, but now here we click, then we select expression. So having done this, we right click, we save. So now we say quantity at hand, so QTY at hand, so quantity at hand query. So guys, with some word of prayer, we run the query to see the results. So now as you can see here, we've managed to actually achieve success. So for this product, this is the remaining balance that we have. So for this product also, this is the remaining balance that we have. So now the next step, let us try to show the product. So we go to design view once again. So we add the products, and now let's make that one the first item on the list. Okay, so once we run here, now you can see 10 tomatoes, there's no stock out. So let's assume we stock out for 10 tomatoes. So stock out for 10 tomatoes. So let's say 1. Okay, now if you refresh, 129. So next time if you stock out again for that same product, so this is stock out 10 tomatoes, so 20. So now refresh, so now you can see it's 21 and the total remaining is 109. So let's stock out again for Malta Guinness. So Malta Guinness stock out. So Malta Guinness, let's stock out by 4, only 4. So mind you, the stock out for Malta Guinness is 50. So once we refresh, 54. So now here you wouldn't have any issues regarding your inventory. Okay, so now it's like we are almost done, but then there seems to be a little challenge. So guys, let's just try out something here. So let's assume we add another product, then that product is a 655. So let's say cloth. Now we refresh. Okay, so now let's say assume we have a transaction stocking for that product. So let's say we have only cloth, we put in here 100, we refresh. Okay, so now when it comes to quantity at hand, so here although we've stocked in, but we can see that for the rest of the product that had stock out, the balance is calculated neatly. But then in here you can see, because we've not done any stock outs, if you have a stock out value of 0, there will be a remain. So now it means that there is this kind of issue that we need to fix. So guys, without not much ado, I'm going to exit here and then also exit here. So up to this level, you understand balance is calculating neatly or nicely, but then the challenge here is that if we have not stock out or a product has no corresponding stock out, stocking is now there is null here and there wouldn't be any calculation here. So let us move on to take care of that. So we go to design view once more. Okay, so now one thing that we can actually do is that we can choose to do away with this. So now let us do away with these ones. Okay, so now that we've done away with these ones, now we right click here and then instead of, so we say stock in, so this time around stock in, then we can see NZ. So NZ stock ins dot sum of quantity, now comma, you put 0 here. Okay, so you do the same thing for stock out. So build now stock out. So stock out, so over here to say NZ, so NZ stock out, so dots sum of quantity, comma, you put 0 here. So if it is empty, give it 0. Okay, so now that we've done this, and then let's see, so now let's check the remaining calculation here. Okay, so stock ins and then also stock outs. Okay, so this time around, what we are going to the calculation is now not going to be this. So the remaining, we are going to say stock in, so say stock in minus stock out, so minus stock out minus stock outs. Okay, so we are done. Now let me add T here. I will add T here because we have a query with this name. So when we come to stock in field, these are the fields we are referring to, so let us try to make them so unique. So we say T here. Okay, so guys, now let me go over the whole thing. We have product from the product table. So we have stock in, which is a new field we've added to take care of the now. So if it is now, we have 0 here, and that's how we go about it. Okay, and we have the stock outs also, which is what we have in here. Now also we have the remaining, and the remaining is the stock in T minus stock out T. So let us check it out here. Okay, so now we have stock in T minus this, and now with a word of prayer, if we should run this, we shouldn't have any issues. So now let's run. Okay, so guys, as you can see now here, plot is 100, and then we have stock out value. So it means that if a product has stock in but has no corresponding stock out, the value will be 0, and now you wouldn't have any issues. Okay guys, so this has been the end of this particular video or tutorial. If you had really liked it, why don't you smash the subscribe button? Why don't you smash the like button? If you have not already subscribed to this channel, please subscribe so that you receive notification of Microsoft Access tutorials. And then also let us do to share this particular video. If you have any question after this, kindly do not hesitate to put it in the comment box for all of us to actually read. If it is something that is so specific or personal, find a link in the description below of any of my videos. Contact me or WhatsApp me, and then let us talk over it. If it is also an inquiry to any of our systems, if you need a source code, you can contact me, then we'll talk also over it. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.